Podketeers.
I mean, on the plus side, at least, you know that those people were passionate about what they were saying in the comments, right? So,
you know what? They have their opinions. I will say that.
People
much.
on the internet have opinions? What?
In this economy?
In this economy? Exactly.
That joke will never not be funny. Just saying in this economy to any response.
And it's still so relevant today.
I mean, it's just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to see how many times I can say it in this episode. See how annoying it gets.
We'll see.
In this economy?
Tally this.
Yeah, listen, I'm going to talk to you about this economy.
Okay.
Because
I've said it twice.
Last week, over on Discord, our pal Heather, FGP Squad member, posted a photograph of a box of Crumble cookies, right? And she had posted that she went back to Crumble to use some gift cards that she had for a couple years. And the reason she went was because she saw that the pineapple whip cookie was back. And I don't know if you remember, but when they first introduced it, it was like this big deal because it's supposed to taste like Dole Whip, and it's like people were like stepping over each other to try to get it and all sorts of stuff. Like they're trampling each other. It was like one of those like Cyber Monday or Black Friday sales, right? Just like stomping all over each other. Yep. And I didn't get a chance to try it at the time. And I've gone on record as saying that I'm not a huge fan of Crumble. I've had, I don't want to say they were bad experiences. They were just not what I was expecting, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
And I'm not going to reiterate or badmouth them because, you know, I know that there's people out there that actually like them. So I decided that for science, I was going to try to get these, what they call pineapple whip cookies. They don't call them Dole Whip. They call them pineapple whip cookies because, you know, Disney and all, or Dole, who knows? Maybe it's like
probably just Dole. They didn't use Dole pineapple, so they just they're like, how about Anana flavor?
Yeah, exactly. So I went and got a full size cookie. They have two sizes. They have the full size cookie, and then they have mini cookies. And here, let me actually share this photo that I took of said cookies.
Boom. So pretty.
So there's the two cookies, right?
So like the mini cookie, is that like the size of like one of those like ones you buy in like the 12-pack at the grocery store kind of deal?
I'm so glad that you asked that because for like context as far as how large the cookie is, I also took a picture next to my Magic Band.
Oh.
Gotcha.
So this gives you an idea. The Magic Band exactly. The Magic Band is on the last like hole or the first hole, depending on how you want to look at it on the band.
The biggest one.
The biggest one. It's not cut. It is like the full size adult one. But that kind of gives you an idea of what the two cookie sizes are.
Sure.
Right? And let me also say, they are not cheap.
No. They're not.
In this economy?
In this economy, exactly. That's what I was saying. A single large cookie is $7-ish.
I should have said it then instead of early.
It's like $7 for like one cookie. Yeah. And then the mini cookies, you can get like a pack of 4 for like, or a pack of 3, sorry, for like $12 or something like that. So it's like a $4 cookie for the little ones. So they are not inexpensive at all. So I went and bought these cookies for science, brought them home, shared them with the family, and I have to admit, the thing on top, like the yellow whipped pineapple, like
the icing
frosting thing, it was more gelatin-like than it was frosting-like. It was more on the gelatin feeling side. It did have a fairly strong pineapple taste. It did remind me of like that Dole Whip flavor. Not as much as this thing reminds me of Dole Whip flavor, but it was Dole Whippy enough that it felt like
drink
it.
additive stuff.
Yeah. Now, I will say that one of the things that I remember not liking about them is that they were like just, you know, pounding a bag of sugar, basically, because they're so sweet to begin with.
Right.
This one, it was a shortbread cookie. It was pretty balanced, actually.
Oh,
given
nice.
that the frosting was a little on the sweeter side, a little on the tart side, not as tart as like eating a slice of pineapple. It was like on the softer side of pineapple, but it was good. I will have to admit that it's probably been the first crumble cookie that I've had that I actually enjoyed eating.
Nice.
Yeah.
Would I buy it again? No, because they're just so damn expensive. Like, I had
Yeah.
it. I'm good. I can say that I had it. If they had a sale or a coupon or something, I'd probably get it if they ever had it again. But, you know, for what it was tasty.
You know what? Here I am saying, yeah, that is expensive. I'm like, wait a minute. I used to buy $8 cookies from Disneyland. I can't complain.
So
But-
I'm glad that you brought that up, because that was going to be my next question. If, like, do these feel like super expensive given how much treats are in the parks?
Yeah, no, I think it's like, it gives good competition to that. I don't think they're that bad. No, I'd come home with a bag full of what I call diabetes. Bring it home right after Disneyland and stuff. So
It's a box of diabetes.
it is,
Hi, I'm Walter Brimley.
but it's so good.
Well,
it's so
I mean, a
good.
Dole Whip is like $7, right? Like, that's the general
About.
price for a Dole Whip. So,
Yeah,
I mean, I guess it just depends on when you're eating it, but it feels in line with what you would spend on a snack or like a treat like this in the parks as well, right? The only difference is that this isn't always available. I don't know what the frequency is. I think the last time was like a year or two ago that they last had this one.
July.
July of last year.
I want to say last year or maybe the year. No, 2 years ago, because they didn't have it last year.
Okay,
Everybody
so
was
it's been a
asking for that.
while. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's been a while. So I guess the difference is that, you know, you can go on Amazon and buy this water flavor stuff that I've been using to get my Dole Whip fix.
I think
or
I
if-
may do that.
Yeah, or if you go to the parks, just get a Dole Whip, right?
Yeah, like I go to the park.
Well, that's my boat, right? That's why I wanted to
Yeah.
get this like water flavor stuff, because it's my little fix as far as like having some kind of snack. But
Yeah.
like I said, I had once said that I wasn't a big fan of crumble. I kind of still stand by that. Still not a huge fan of it,
Fair.
but I did like the cookie. And if I got one from somebody as a gift, I would eat it. I think I would enjoy it as well. So, but would I go out of my way to buy it? Probably not. Maybe for science if they change something again. It's just like this was a science
I
experiment.
mean,
It's for
but
science.
Probably just make it
it
at
is for
home.
science. I mean, there is the flavoring, right? Just
There
drop it into
is.
some frosting or something, and then boom. You know what? I'm gonna
You're
try
welcome.
that.
There you go.
I am gonna try that.
You're welcome.
Now I
Heyzen.
want to try that. Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun.
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef. You donut. Let's see. What else? Oh, speaking of the parks, I printed something out because
Oh.
I needed a method to not only display my Magic Band, but also kind of to keep it from like my charger from like flopping around everywhere, because I felt like I kept losing it and I couldn't find it.
Mm-hmm.
And I found this model of this thing.
Oh, right.
And so it just the charger clips
Ooh.
in to the actual like base underneath, and then you could plug that in. I wish these were a little longer though. This is kind of garbage.
Right.
But it's a nice little display, right? And then it
Yeah.
just like clips in, and it's like it holds it really well. It doesn't fall out or anything.
Nice.
I feel like this is one of those things where maybe I could print these out and send them out to the FGP Squad as
Yeah,
like
if
little,
people have magic
Yeah.
bands.
Yeah, so if you have a Magic Band and you're over on Discord, drop a note if you would like one. I'll probably send them out in about a month or so. Just print a handful of them out and just like send them out or something. But I know that the last box that I sent out, people finally started receiving. So we hope you like it. We hope you enjoy the stuff that's in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I probably won't print these in black. I'll probably find like another color that looks nicer. I don't know. We'll see. But, you know, if you guys want one, let me know. I'll print them out and send them out to you. Thought it was a fun little print to do.
If I had a magic band.
You don't have a magic band?
I literally have the original magic band from Disney World, and then I have the second iteration of it from Disney World.
Oh, those magic bands.
I have the, like, let's see, do I have it in reach?
The old school one. The old one.
The V1s.
Yeah.
Magic band.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
The square.
The ones that look like
Yep.
Fitbits.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's my original one, but it's the one that has, I don't think you can probably not see it, but it has my name. Nope, you can't see it. My name's in there.
That was
like when
that was
they
a fun
were,
thing.
Like when they first came out with them, and you could like get them for your family, and they like sent in a big box.
But they were like part of the package, right? Like you didn't have to pay extra. They would send them to you as part of the vacation plan
If you
or something
stayed
like
at
that.
a hotel, I don't know if I've told this story on here before or not, but I don't think we can get in trouble anymore. It was like 10 years ago.
11
years ago. Even more? Was it 20? It was before 2014?
No, it was 2014. Yep.
So basically, they're like, magic bands, they're free if you book a hotel. And like 5 or 6 of us went. And what we did was find the cheapest thing possible, which was a campground. And we booked one night at the campground, so they would send us the magic bands. And we went and visited our campground and then didn't stay there. We parked there while we went to the Magic Kingdom.
Went, right?
Right. We paid
Listen, you fulfilled your part of the bargain. You why would you get in trouble? You did your part
$60 or whatever for the night. And you know, that was back when things were still a little bit cheaper. We parked there. We got parking out of it. We didn't have to pay for parking that day, even though I did have I did have the Premier Pass at the time where you got free parking. So
I mean, that sounds pretty frugal because, you know, in this economy. I beat you to it.
I know, but I still said it, so I'm counting it on my list. I don't know if I have.
But that economy was nice because you were able to get away with so much for so little.
I miss those days.
Yeah.
I miss those days. Back in my day, a ticket was only... There was none of this, like...
I don't know where my other one is. I have the next generation where it was kind of rounder. But I don't know where that one is.
Well, this is the... I've seen people remove this one and put it in a little, like, Mickey ear puck that they hang over their neck and stuff. Mm-hmm. That might be the next thing I try to print out just to see what it looks like. But I wanted to make sure that I had a way to display mine because I'm telling you, this charger, I didn't realize it, but you cannot buy it separately. So if you lose your charger, you have to buy an entirely new Magic Band to get another charger.
Ew.
Yeah. There is no way, at least not through Disney, to get a Magic Band charger if you lose it. So I wanted to make sure I had a good way of, you know, preserving this one. And this is not as easily lost, this entire little base, right? So
right.
I found it, but then it rolled under the desk.
Yay!
I have a gray one of the old ones too, because when I got the pass, they sent me a Magic Band as well.
Nice.
Non-transferable, must be used by the same person on all days.
What if you're a twin?
Non-transferable. That's what it says.
How do they know? There was no fingerprints back then.
Yeah, there's fingerprint.
Oh, there was fingerprint.
Yeah, you went.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
That was
well,
all.
I guess
same
your
time.
twin wouldn't be able to get in, Andrew.
Well, don't the twins have the same fingerprint? Is that a thing?
No.
I don't know.
No. They do not have the same.
I got 2 sets of twins in my families. I can ask them.
I don't think they do. I'm like
Probably
pretty
not.
certain they don't.
Probably not. Well,
I
this
mean,
is easily
imagine all the trouble you could get in.
Googleable. Do
It is
twins
Googleable.
have the
While you
same
Google that, and we're talking about 2, let me ask
No,
you.
the answer is no.
Okay, that was easy.
Okay.
That was easy. Since we're talking about 2 now, I have to ask you. This is non-Disney related, but video game related. I guess we could tie it into Disney. Switch 2 was announced this week.
Yay,
Do you feel like you will be jumping into the Switch 2 world to play Disney Dreamlight Valley much faster on a new Switch?
Most likely, yes. Most likely. But I'm conflicted because I was like, well, PS5 is about the same price, but...
Yeah, but when did the PS5
actually-
come out?
I mean, we are
Or are we on the
teetering on
verge of a
PS6 at this
PS6?
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
They released
a
the PS5
5-year-old
Pro
console.
several months ago. The PS6 is supposed to be coming out sometime in the next year, I guess.
Yeah.
I will say, though, that PlayStation consoles last for years. I was on the
Yeah.
PS3 for almost a freaking decade.
Yeah.
I had that thing forever before we finally upgraded. But the kids saw the Switch Direct video and they're like, Dad, we have to get a Switch too. Like, look at
Yeah.
Mario Kart World. And I have to admit, the game looks amazing.
It does.
It looks pretty stinking cool.
It does. One of my favorite things to do in Forza 5 is they have just an open world where you can just drive. And so I'll just play music and I'll just drive. Just drive different places around in the world and
Rihanna
just kind of
and
it's fun, right? But in Mario Kart World, for the first time ever, you'll be able to open world drive around just like you do in other games. And to have the ability to do that, I think would be super fun to just drive around the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah. I mean, less anxiety in that game, too.
That's true. That is true. They're adding a whole bunch of new features that I think back on, like when Animal Crossing was the biggest thing on the original Switch, and the craze that happened of people trying to get one and play together, and how difficult it was to communicate with each other, and finding ways through Discord or all these things to, have a party chat and stuff. The Switch 2 is making that so much easier. Like, there's like a little camera attachment you can buy for it. You can, like, it shows your video in the game as you're playing with other people. So there's like an actual like group Zoom call thing happening along with the game.
Oh my gosh. We could do that.
I know. And that's what I'm saying.
I think
So-
I'm sold now.
So there's like so much that I think back on that I know we wanted to do as far as playing games and like streaming, recording. And it was so difficult for us to get all the technology going so that we could do it, and how much this is going to facilitate it. I just keep thinking, man, I may have to strongly think about getting this. And then I look at the price tag and it's like $550 or something like that for the Switch and Mario Kart World. And it's just so much. Like, I'm going to have to start selling other stuff again to get this
It
one.
hurts. I mean, I get it, but
It's nice though. I mean,
it
does.
is. It is. And you know what? Guaranteed. Let's say we do get it. We're going to just forget that it costed us so much.
I know.
That we're going to be entertained.
I know.
Are you not entertained?
Andrew, where do you fall in this? Is it something you think you'll end up getting?
I like the idea of it. Again, I haven't picked up my Switch in other than to like, oh, I found it sitting on the counter. It's probably dead. I should probably put it on the dock. So now it's sitting on the dock. I just haven't had time. I feel like I will get one eventually, but probably a few years after it's out. I don't know. I am kind of excited seeing that Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 will be on it.
It's back, baby.
That was a big game for me as a kid.
Oh, learn something new.
And
Yeah.
I just played it. It was like one of those like PlayStation 2 like everybody had Tony Hawk Pro Skater on PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
It was
Pro
fun.
Skater 2. It's just one of those like I don't even know if I ever like did any of the missions. I'm just like, how about I just skateboard around? Woohoo!
Yeah.
So
Like me driving in Forza.
Exactly.
It's just fun.
So I like, some of the features. It'd be interesting if I played more. I saw this thing about the Joy-Cons can be used as like a mouse.
Like a mouse, yeah.
Sort of thing. There's
I don't like the Joy-Cons.
You don't
I don't like the Joy-Cons now. I saw them holding it, and they moved the joystick further to the middle. And so in the regular Joy-Cons, like they were just so small, like my hands would cramp up.
Right.
And now they're like pushing it forward. So like,
but they're bigger now.
I mean, still,
I don't know.
I prefer a controller just because
Sure.
it feels,
I only ever play it on the, as a
when
handheld.
Yeah. So I do the same thing, but I have these things on mine. I have like these like
bigger ones.
Yeah, I replaced my Joy-Cons, so they feel a lot better.
Nice.
So
Let's see what other games are. There's a whole list of what's full list announced includes. I don't know any of these. Borderlands 4, Cyberpunk 2077, Donkey Kong Bonanza. It's like banana, but bonanza.
Right. I mean, I think they got all the common stuff that people
Kirby Air Rider.
are expecting to see. I know that there was some surprise announcements. I just know how it's going to go down. Like this, my kids end up use this more than I do. Like the dock is here, but the kids use it more than me. So,
right.
If I got the other one, the same thing's going to happen. Right, I'm more than likely not going to be able to play because the kids are going to be on it all the time, especially because it's going to be brand new and they're going to be wanting to play Mario Kart World all the time.
Right.
So, it does have a pretty steep price tag once you start adding all the other stuff. Once you add the additional Joy-Con and all that other stuff, it's up there, man. So
there's going to be a new 007 game.
Finally. The last one was on what? N64?
Oh.
Maybe. Let's see.
Yeah, I think it was N64.
Can't be.
I'm pretty sure.
Was it just GoldenEye was the last one?
I think GoldenEye was the last one.
Which was a tie-in with a movie. No, there's a 007 Agent Under Fire on Xbox.
But on Nintendo, though.
Oh, on Nintendo.
I want to say GoldenEye was the last one.
GoldenEye Reloaded on the Wii.
That doesn't count. That's the same game.
It's a modern reimagining of the 1995 film James Bond GoldenEye. It's a remake.
Don't put a new hat on the dog and then say it's a new dog.
There was... That one was only on Xbox. This one was on Xbox. That was on Xbox.
I'm officially going to say that
mostly
was the last one.
On hold on. James Bond 007 Everything or Nothing on GameCube.
What? I had no idea that existed.
And Game Boy Advance.
Wait, say that again?
It's called
What?
James Bond 007 Everything or Nothing.
No idea either one of those existed.
It was. I think these are like tie-in movies with like or tie-in games with the movies. So there's one James Bond 007 Nightfire.
Interesting.
And that was on GameCube and Game Boy, plus other things. Let's see. 007 Agent Under Fire, GameCube. So yeah, there's a bunch. I think the most notable one is GoldenEye for.
So let me ask you a question
64.
then. What if like we got an announcement for Switch 2. Well, I mean, we already got the Switch 2 announcement itself, but what if in the next Nintendo Direct they were like, and coming to Switch 2, Indiana Jones and some new game title.
Yeah, then I'll buy it.
So that would be...
Unless the same new game title is also available on PC, then I will, maybe not.
I mean, most of the time, I think that's going to be...
also on PC.
Kind of. I think a lot of the games that have been coming out, especially like this last one, the Great Circle game, because of the graphics, because they were considered next-gen consoles, I think it's always going to be on PC, available on Steam and stuff like that. The Switch 1, I don't think was ever necessarily considered a next-gen console because it struggled so much with stuff.
It's like a middle, like handheld.
Exactly.
It's like a cross kind of thing.
Exactly. It's your hatchbacks of the world, right?
I mean,
it's not a full SUV; it's a hatchback,
right? The Wii was the same way. Everything was the.
I don't know. I think the Wii was a little bit more of a jump at the time to be considered a next gen console.
I think it was
just
more
because
of an
of what it
experimental thing.
Well, it also just
because it handled more.
But the Nintendo consoles always seem to just be their own thing, and I know more people that they have a PlayStation and a Nintendo, or an Xbox and an it's like you have this and that. It's not, a lot of people don't have an Xbox and a PlayStation.
Yeah, and I think it really depends on what exclusives you want to lean towards, because Xbox has their exclusives, PlayStation have their exclusives, and then of course Mario and Zelda are only Nintendo. So we're basically the same, right? Like we have one of each too. But you're right. People will lean either PlayStation or Xbox and Nintendo.
Right. And it seems like also Nintendo, from my perspective, seems to be the more family friendly option when it comes to
100%.
The amount of games that exist, and also the ease of use for kids to get the UI and everything is I think more accessible to kids. So that I think is kind of how I would imagine they are marketing themselves is for all generations, where Xbox and PlayStation are all here we are, we're for the gamer, and we're whatever, and blah 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 blah, and Nintendo's over here do 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 do.
We have Mario.
Yeah, we have Mario. Come on, kids, let's play Mario.
Yep.
Did you practice a song, or did you already just know it? Because
that's the Nintendo corporate salute that they do. You didn't know that?
I didn't know.
I went to the corporate meetings. And
Gotcha.
I'm Nintendo.
I'm glad one of us is in the loop.
Music.
Yeah. It comes out in June. I think that's the release date. So we have some time to think about it. We have a few months. I don't know. I'm still up in the air about it, but in this economy.
Stop doing my joke. I was trying to wait.
All right, let's see. What else do I have? I haven't seen the film. I don't know if either one of you has yet, but Snow White, new film. Have either of you seen it yet?
I not.
Don't really feel like I want to see it, and it's just because I think I'm over the live actions. So it's it's there.
Yeah.
But, I'm okay. It's cool. Yeah, if you guys like it, cool. Good for you guys. That's where I stand.
I'm gonna wait until it's on Disney Plus.
That's probably how I feel as well. I haven't. I mean, number one, I haven't been getting to the theaters as much, so it's really taken a lot for me to go to the movies.
Right.
I think if I'm not mistaken, the last movie I watched in theaters was Indiana Jones.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, I do remember that when you went. Yeah.
And I mean, that could have been one. Now I can't remember. I might have. Oh no, Inside Out 2. I think that came out after Indiana.
I
Yeah.
don't remember what the last thing I saw at the movies was.
But it's I used to go see more. I'd be like, okay, I'll just go see, go to the movies. But so busy, and it's, getting out of the house is hard. And that's nothing on the movie. And I hear a lot of people enjoy it. But I still haven't seen, like, a ton of movies that... I still haven't seen Moana 2, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Well, it's on Disney Plus, so there you go.
Yeah, I know, but I haven't even I haven't watched Deadpool and Wolverine.
There's also so much to watch, though. Like,
Yeah.
you
Right,
have
I'm
to-
just trying to watch Abbott Elementary and Dr. Odyssey and
I'm trying to keep up with St. Dennis Medical.
St.
and-
Dennis Medical. The Connors are back for their series
watched that
finale. Ghosts. You gotta watch
I've seen a
Ghosts.
few episodes of Ghost.
Ghosts is
I
good.
kind of dug that one, yeah.
Ghosts is good.
Yeah,
One of the best shows
I
on
just
TV.
keep getting caught up with other stuff to watch. But yeah, this Snow White film, it's been weird because I was trying to stay away from what people were saying about it because there was so much negativity behind it, right?
Oh, I
Right.
remember that. Yeah.
Always. yeah.
And it's funny to me how when Lily Collins played Cinderella, right? She was from the first, like, years ago, whoever it was.
Yes, I think
Was it?
so. Yeah.
Let me look it up because then people are gonna be like, "No,
Lily
that's not her."
James.
Lily James, that was her name. Lily Collins is the
we go.
artist, the music
Ah.
artist. So when Lily James played Cinderella, there was this big thing about how they had changed the story a little bit and how it wasn't like the traditional story of Cinderella. It just had enough elements to make it that. And then we got the Little Mermaid remake, we got the Aladdin one, we got Beauty and the Beast, and the story for each one of them was, she's a stronger woman now. Like, they gave her a little bit more story, and people were like, all right, cool, that's great, right? Like, girl power and everything. And then Rachel Zegler says the same thing about Snow White, and people are so angry about it. And I think part of the issue is that they keep calling them remakes, and when something's a remake, people expect to see the exact same thing as they had seen before. Like,
Right.
once you change an element, it's no longer a remake, it's a reimagining of that thing, right?
Classic story we all know and love.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, I'm probably gonna wait until it's on Disney Plus, but the reason I'm bringing it up is because I've been hearing Waiting on a Wish a lot. Like, it keeps coming up either in Instagram Reels or like on TikTok. It keeps coming up. And I will admit that I actually like the song. I don't know if it's because I keep running into it so much that it's just an earworm now for me. But I actually like the song. But there was something about it that just kept bothering me. Like, this feels so familiar to me. I feel like I've heard this song before. Like, why? And I had never heard that song, right? It was for the film, but I couldn't put my finger on it. And a couple of days ago, I had my Disney music playlist going in the background while I was working, and I finally figured out why it felt so familiar to me. And
Okay,
that's
I'm
because
curious.
Waiting on a Wish has the same vibe and energy and like power notes that This Wish from Wish has.
Oh.
I don't know if you've seen Wish.
I
haven't
watched
yet.
it. He's like, you don't even pay me rent.
Well, that
says that.
song from that. Now, I want to show it to you. I can show
But we
it to you
don't get
after
a
the
copyright
podcast.
strike.
But if you heard the last episode, we got by like Spotify, so I can't
Yeah.
play the music anymore. But if you listen to Waiting on a Wish and then you listen to This Wish from the movie Wish, they have the same energy. And it was like at that moment that I realized, this is why I felt I had heard this before. And they were written by different people, I think. I don't
Right.
think they were written by the
Okay,
same
you
person.
you just answered a question I had in my head.
Yeah, I don't think they were written by the same people. But I didn't dig into it. At that moment, I just felt like vindicated that I felt like I kind of like it felt familiar, and I was like, oh,
Right.
yeah. Anyway, I think it's a good song. You know, the people that are complaining about it, stop already. It's a song.
Knock it off.
Listen, if children are going to watch this and the children like it, isn't that really what it's about? Like,
This is a movie for
it's a
children
movie for kids
and families.
Yeah. Now, is there other stuff to complain about? Possibly, but I haven't seen the film.
Yeah, is there some weird CGI? Probably.
100% there is.
Remember they did the Little Mermaid and then Scuttle was like scary and
Oh.
Flounder was real scary. Remember that?
Yep.
Remember
Yep.
Flounder was real scary.
Yeah.
Yep.
That we need to get away from. That's something we got to get away
Not
from.
everything has to look photorealistic, like
Mm-hmm.
a thing that actually exists on this like on this planet.
There's so
Do you-
much. I was gonna say there's so much reality happening, so we kind of want to step away from
Fantasy.
reality.
How about draw me a
Yes.
pretty picture? How about go back to 2D hand-drawn animation?
Well, Elio or Elio,
Right.
we have that coming up. So
that trailer looks so good
It
for
does.
Elio.
Let me ask you this then.
Okay.
Before, so I'm sure that each of you has potentially heard a lot of the backlash for Snow White, right?
Yeah.
The negative posts and stuff. Like I said, I'm doing my best not to let it influence my own opinion, which is why
Right.
I'm trying to stay away from talking about it as the film itself.
Mhm.
But do you think these reimaginings or these remakes would be better off if they weren't live action, but maybe they got Pixar to do a 3D version of them if they want to make something updated?
I think it would be softer to digest, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they needed to do CGI, they have the excuse. Like if they needed to do this, if they needed to make something cartoony, or you could play around with that. So maybe people would be a little bit more receptive to it. I don't know, but just a different medium would probably be appreciated, because it's just live action after live action after live action. Ooh,
So
times a
I'm
million.
gonna pull out my red string right now.
Yes.
And my cork board full of pictures.
Oh. Okay.
Nice.
And so I have a big
Do we need the Unsolved Mysteries theme in the background, or
yeah, and I gotta get like I untuck my shirt and my hair all frazzled. So I have a theory on why any of these exist in the first place.
money?
Well, money is the answer
because in this economy, just
Absolutely.
money is always the answer in the long run. So I got thinking about it when I was listening to Blank Check podcast, and they'd play their box office game, and there would always be, they're doing some older movies, and there would be a re-release of like 101 Dalmatians or whatever. And that used to be a really, really big thing for Disney through that up into the 90s, basically.
right, like the
And so
Diamond
they would just-
edition and the
Yes.
Well,
whatever.
not even on tape, just in the theaters. They would just be like, all right, remember in the, before home video was a thing, they would just put 101 Dalmatians, Snow White, just back in the theaters. They would just make a ton of money because there weren't this plethora of children's films out there to watch. So they just re-release it and make more money on the movie. But the other thing that did was build the brand following for a younger generation.
right.
And now that, everything's on Disney Plus and they have that, but they're still trying to make their characters and their IP have that resonance with any new generations coming up. They're trying to just basically, they're rehashing the same thing on purpose, because they're going, okay, if we spend this money and then it catches on, we have this whole generation of kids, and they're going to know Snow White, they're going to know whoever, whatever, it's just re-releasing them, but spending a bunch of money because depending on the generation of the kids and their age and stuff, they're not necessarily gonna want to sit down and watch Snow White, the original animated movie. Like, it's a great movie, and for the temperaments of children at the time, it's good. And for, I think, still, like, if your kids grow up with it, it's one thing. But if there's a kid that has never seen Snow White or like any of these classic Disney movies, and they're like 10, and you go, okay, we're watching Snow White, they might be a little bored. So that's
actually happened, by the way. I've firsthand have seen that happen with children in my life. So I totally get that.
So they're trying to basically update these stories, but keep their brand, and the names and the IP and everything's the same. You still have Aladdin and the Genie and Cinderella and yada, yada, yada. And so, like, the things in the parks and the merchandise and stuff can all connect and still basically be the same thing.
Yeah.
That's why all the color palettes are mostly the same and all this stuff. And they can make the merchandise and still, they're just hoping that these movies connect because it has worked in the past for, the majority of them that they spent the money on, starting really with Alice in Wonderland, I think was their big turning point of, like, that movie made $1 billion, and that was the first remake to make $1 billion. And then Beauty and the Beast did it, Aladdin did it, Lion King did it, and then they go, okay, then they started making some more and not doing so well. I think they overthought their formula a little too much, and everything is just kind of a little shiny and a little too photoreal. I think they went a little too hard on the photoreal, in my humble opinion. But I think all of this really, really boils down to capturing the younger generations with the same IP that they have already, so they don't have to change a lot of their merchandising, which is where they make a lot of money. And making these kids fans for life on stuff they already own and have, even if they are spending $200 million to make the movie. They're hoping that in the long run they make this money back off of the kids for their whole life, basically. So that's kind of my whole big thing on why these exist and why they keep making it, even though it seems like we're all tired of it. And I think it's a long con, basically, of, like, we're doing this not for you adults, we're doing it for the kids so they become you weirdo Disney adults in the future.
Right. But I mean, I totally agree with what you're saying, because this is a conversation we've kind of already had, if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
When we were talking about Galaxy's Edge, and when we were talking about the new Star Wars films and stuff, we were talking about how none of those films are for the legacy fans.
No.
All of those films and all of these characters are for the new fans that will grow up with these characters.
Right.
And when they have adult money to spend, will spend it on the merchandise and going to the parks and doing the experiences and doing all that stuff, because they grew up with these new characters, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
All the old ones were aging out, and obviously they need new actors that they can use in future films for as long as they use Mark Hamill and, like all these other actors and stuff that were a part of the original franchise. So this is just kind of an extension of that. So I agree with you. I think that's the majority of it really is to make sure that you can bring in a new wave of fans to it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's enough of a similarity to the existing product that you hope that existing fans will see it and latch onto it as well. But because of the message that, the newer films have versus the older films, and the changes in the story where they're giving a voice to these princesses in a way that they didn't have in the original versions of the films. That's what's bothering the legacy fans, right? The people that grew up with the animated versions that kind of knew them for what they were. That's what's bothering them. Like, one thing, like, to sound fairly critical of this one point is, I've seen people post like renditions of Waiting on a Wish, trying to sing it like the original Snow White would have done in the animated version, and it doesn't sound good at all. Like, Waiting on a Wish is a power ballad.
It's a modern
like
pop
it's
song.
it is. Well, it's not even like a love song. It's more. It's more.
It's a pop song.
I'm sorry, pop song. Yeah. I for some reason I heard love song. But like there are enough changes in the story that it does kind of change it. It doesn't make it like a live action version of that original one, because they changed the prince, they changed Snow White, they changed the dwarves to these like magical creatures and stuff. And again, this is all from what I've heard, which is why it's hard for me not to create an opinion. But there are these instances where people try to, like, I've heard the song, it's in my playlist and stuff, and I've heard it enough and I appreciate it for what it is, because Rachel Zegler is like theater kid through and through, right?
Oh, yeah.
She can like really bring the power through when she's singing these songs, and for people to go back and try to sing them in that like dulcet tone, the high pitched like Snow White animated version, it doesn't go well with it, right? It wasn't meant for that key. So I think it's easier to appreciate these as what it is versus continuing to try to compare them to the original version of what they were. And that's for all of them, like Cinderella, Aladdin, Lion King, everything, right? Yes, they are the same IP, but it's a different, like you said, Mel, it's a different medium, and it's a different medium because it's what this generation is currently used to seeing. You know, that's the type of medium that they see on a daily basis. And we also have to take into consideration that they're competing with the hundreds of millions, if not billions, of videos that are on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram on a daily basis. There was this weird stat that I heard once. It was like an insane number. I wish I remember what it was, but they were like, it was something like there's 1 billion new videos posted every second or something like that. I don't quote me on that one. That's just an example.
I won't. That seems too many.
That's the example. It was like some crazy number, like every second new videos, right? So there's a lot to compete with, and there's a lot to try to gain people's attention. So that was a long road to get to. I really like the song. Leave it alone.
The one thing I would just add, and I loved all the points. I agree with everything. When you guys were talking about how this is, the movies are for this newer generation, which is awesome. What kind of bums me, and I swear it's broken record time, but these kids, if this is their way of bringing in these movies, these kids are not going to know an exact dragon. Like, there goes that opportunity. And it's like, these poor kids, like.
I mean, but maybe
now
it
Disney
almost feels like
do
that's what Disney wants, though.
Right.
No dragon?
That's kind of how it feels. Like it feels like they're trying to move away from what made them, right? Like they're moving into this next phase of how to be Disney the next generation for this new wave of fans.
I guess. So sad.
I don't know if that makes any sense. Like,
no, it does. But it's like, dang. Way to crush my heart, Disney. Okay, carry on.
Again, they don't care about you. They care about the 12-year-olds and younger that will become all of us.
That will
take our
become dollar
place.
Signs.
Yes, when they get their
economy.
jobs in this economy.
That's the title of today's episode.
In this economy.
All right. Well, before we continue, if you have any thoughts on just this conversation and where Disney films and the products are going, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Join us over on Discord. We'd love to have you as part of the community. And like I said, I haven't watched the Snow White film. None of us have, but I keep just seeing these posts, and I keep people badmouth it. So it's hard not to, because they keep popping up in my feed, right?
Right.
But as far as the song is concerned, I like it. I think it's a good song.
I've heard
That's
good things
cool.
about the film, so I'm not avoiding watching it. I just don't have the time to get there.
I'm avoiding it until it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
But then again, I ignore most films in the theater until they're on Disney Plus. So.
Right.
So it's not fair to say just about this one. All right. Before we continue, I want to take a quick moment to thank a very special group of listeners, our podcast, Fairy Godparents, the FGP Squad, because it is their support via Patreon that help make these episodes of Podketeers possible. For more information on how you can become part of the FGP Squad family, we invite you to go to podketeers.com/FGP. There you will find a link to our Patreon, a little information about what the FGP Squad is all about, and a list of some of our top contributors. But being a part of the FGP Squad family gets you some additional perks, like access to exclusive discount codes for Podketeers gear, random giveaways, access to our happy hour calls when we get a chance to do those, random giveaways, and more. So again, if you are interested in becoming a part of the FGP Squad, we invite you to go to podketeers.com/FGP. And of course, to all of the members of the FGP Squad, we just want to send a huge thank you for your continued support. Speaking of links, podketeers.com/links is where we invite you to go if you want to have some of our most commonly asked for links at your fingertips. Unless you're on a PC or a Mac, then maybe a click away. There you will find a link to our latest episode, a link to the Quizneyland playlist. You'll also find any fundraisers that we're running with our official charity team, Team Boat Willie. Of course, a link to our Discord and the FGP Squad. You'll also find a link to our YouTube channel and our pal Larry's YouTube channel, Goofy Guys Adventures. If you like park live streams, make sure that you're following Larry. And of course, a link to our Armchair Imagineering playlist. So podketeers.com/links, setting a little home screen icon for yourself as a shortcut, I think would be a really great way, so that like I said, at your fingertips, just boop, bring it up, and it's just that easy. So with that, let's get back to the podcast. Hey. I want to make sure that we share this video, because when you posted this in the chat, who posted this, Mel or Andrew?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think it was me.
The building.
Oh, that was me. That was
you.
That
Okay,
one
cool.
was me. I was like, I need some more context.
Sorry.
We share a lot of videos.
I know.
Yeah.
Sorry, but let me...
The one about Duffy?
Yeah. All right, let me bring this up, because... I have been on a crusade, so to speak, to bring drones to Disneyland. Mm-hmm. Because every time I see drone shows, not just in the U.S., but in other countries, in other Disney parks around the world, and when we see like what they did in France with bringing the Main Street Electrical Parade into the sky with drones, that is an MSEP that I would appreciate.
Yeah.
All right?
Oh, yeah.
And these drone shows are getting so sophisticated, where they can create, like, we saw them at Comic-Con, right? With the Avengers and the logos and the characters, and they do all sorts of cool things. But man, this video is by far the most next level thing I have ever seen in a drone show. Check this out. They recreated King Kong climbing the Empire State Building with drones.
It's so cool.
How amazing does this look?
So, did you happen to go on the page for this company?
The studio, yeah. So Studio Hawk, I guess, was the company that put this on.
Mm-hmm.
They are a drone light show artist and producer. I thought that this was CGI, or I thought it was like AI or something at first. I watched it a few times before I went to the page of the company that put this together. And then I went and saw some of these other videos where they have like hands touching with drones and stuff. And it. Oh.
Did you see the Godzilla one?
No.
Go on their Instagram page. Just click through it right now.
Godzilla one. Hold on. Send me a link if you have it available.
Okay. I don't know. Hold on.
I am not logged into Instagram on this computer.
Give me 1 second. Talk about this while I find it.
So this is my brain. So when we saw this, I mean, I guess we were all just mind blown, but my mind just went like, there's got to be a way to have technology to where drones are so small that you can't do something like this, but if they were small enough that we could see from a short distance in the sky, I see this and I'm like, oh my gosh, Harold on the Matterhorn, like,
oh my god,
that would be amazing. I mean, look, it's not like I've been trying to say, hey, it would be awesome to see like things in the sky. Imagine if, because you know what, they could return MSCP so many times, whatever. They could bring Remember Dreams Come True. And if they did something like that, and then they had like all the attractions that were like in it, and you just see like the hitchhiking ghost, or you see Victor Geist, or you see Mara in the sky, or you see the train. It's just so cool to just think about all that. And it's like, it's possible. And, you know, people on the freeway would totally appreciate if we did not have fireworks. Because I could tell you some shells go on the freeway, and it ain't fun. It's scary. Mm-hmm. But I think this would be really, really cool. So Disney needs to get on it.
There's just so much. I mean, there's so much that they could do. I wish that there was more space. Like, I don't know what the airspace is like near Disneyland and Anaheim, to the point where how dangerous it is to run them that close to the freeway. But when you said Harold climbing the Matterhorn, that was like, I saw that in my head, right? Like, the projections that they're doing right now are something that we've seen for quite some time, right? During the last anniversary, we saw them bring projections into the park. And the projections that they've been doing, like the ones in Galaxy's Edge right now for Season of the Force, wow! Like, they look so good when it looks like the rock is crumbling and they're about to tell the story and stuff in the spires. Like, it's so well done.
And then to think about how far projections have come from like Ghost Galaxy.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And the outside of it to this now, like,
right. But imagine like the Death Star in drones, like coming up as part of the show, right?
Yeah.
Or like from Sleeping Beauty Castle, a version of Maleficent in dragon form, just like flying.
School
up
the
from
children.
behind.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many possibilities as to what they can do. I'm just imagining everything. And, you know, especially even if they, I hate to say this, but even if they don't do it here and they did it at like Walt Disney World, where they have more space and stuff like that to do something like this, it it feels like it's something that Disney is going to need soon, because we're looking at stuff from Epic Universe, and
Oh yeah.
7-8 months ago, we were seeing video demos of people posting an actual flying dragon, right? And so all I remember seeing that stuff was, wait a second, wasn't Disney developing something like that? And then I remembered, oh wait, Disney fired a bunch of Imagineers, and a bunch of Imagineers potentially went to work for Universal and have worked on stuff for Epic Universe, so maybe that technology just made its way over there, you know? So Epic Universe
looks great.
Right? And so I think this is something like all the stuff that they've announced. There's a lot of stuff that they're posting for like the 70th anniversary that we're going to talk about in a minute, new merch and all that stuff. But a lot of it is kind of the same stuff, right? It's just, you know, and Epic Universe is opening. And so like as a Disney fan, like I want, like, you're a $1 billion conglomerate, right? Like,
Yep.
give, like, I don't know. It's just frustrating sometimes. Did you find it, Andrew?
No, but I did find that we may have been April Fooled.
No! No! Please tell me no! No!
So I went looking on this page, and I go, okay, I remember seeing this thing, and then there's a whole thing, and then there's like, you keep reading the thing, and they talk about how they develop all this stuff.
I just scrolled down. It's
all the way. Hashtag April Fools might just be my favorite holiday. And so I do some searching, and the only videos that exist are this exact same video. And I was like, okay, if this was real, the Empire State Building must have like shared something. Nothing on their Instagram.
There's no selfies, right?
No, nothing. It's literally the same.
Yeah, if there's no selfies, ding, that's the telling tale right there.
Video.
They got me.
They got me. I'm the one who found the video. But what's funny is they posted it before April Fools is the thing.
Okay,
that's very
I don't care
annoying.
if this is an April Fool's joke. I want to see Disney do this.
They
it's
should
still
do
pretty
this.
cool.
They need to come up with this technology, because I'm not taking back anything that I said, because drone shows have gotten amazingly sophisticated.
Yes,
and they
have.
have gotten to the point where they can create these shapes and they look three-dimensional. And I've seen certain shows where they can create a globe and it's like spinning and stuff is moving.
All these. I mean, this is why it was so believable.
Right.
Is that drone shows have gotten that complex.
Right.
That you could believe that this was a thing that existed.
So in this case, damn, I really wish this was real. Two,
There's gotta be
Disney, get on it. Make it real. Bring us Harold climbing the Matterhorn.
there's gotta be
Give us a working Yeti. And,
there's gotta be a way to find tiny drones to make it happen. There's gotta be. If they figured out, look, if Lenny was able to figure out how to make these holographic tiles, they could do this.
That's true.
I'm not going to say no excuse, but they could do this.
We should get him to do it.
We were April Fooled.
No.
I don't care.
Bad.
I think Disney can do this.
Nope.
I'm past the feeling bad, and at the point where I'm thinking, like, if anybody can do it, it's going to be Disney. They got to do it.
I mean,
they have to do something like
years.
this to get past the actual flying dragons and everything at Epic Universe. Now it's no longer a thing that I think they can do. Now it's a thing that I need them to do.
Right.
So at the next board meeting, Andrew, please pass that along.
I see. Yes, because I am now on the board of directors.
Or on the next investor call. Sorry.
Right. I was like, I was at the Nintendo thing. I wasn't at the Disney thing.
Oh man. I don't care if I got duped on this one. It still looks awesome.
It's still pretty cool.
You know
Yeah.
what? And kudos on
I'm for it.
this company for like making something that I hope went viral. I don't know if we're the only ones that saw this, but it looks like it had a ton of views. So they must have, gotten some, hopefully it, brings the word out on their company and they can do this for real. Hey,
Yep.
people, go do this for real now.
Yay!
That's what you have to do.
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
All right. Well, since we mentioned it, we got the Disney 70th anniversary coming up. They've been gearing up for this for quite some time. We had some announcements December of last year where they were talking about like some of the decorations and that Paint the Night was coming back and all that stuff.
Yeah, sounds
we got
right.
the announcement, that the Jonas Brothers are going to be doing a song called I don't remember what it's called. Celebrate
Believe
Happy.
the magic. Oh.
No, Celebrate Happy I think is what it's called.
Wish your
Whistle
your
While You Work? No, wrong song.
wish your dream. Remember the dream
Of the wish
You
that you
once
make
had.
is the
of happy
that you're waiting on
adventure
for
treasure
flying, running
that
from
one.
the boulder. Yeah, that one.
happens.
I think it's called Celebrate Happy.
The Alidocious.
But it's supposed to be out like in May or something like that.
in this economy,
In this economy, they're releasing a new song. Exactly. World of Color is getting. We got World of Color Happiness, which I remember.
that's
like
a happy
Boys to Men is going to be a part of it. Like they're doing a portion of it, and then
is it Boys to Men or is it
Fitz-
going to be that other band that I thought was Boys to Men?
No, it's Boys to Men.
Oh, for
But-
one.
But the guy, no, it's actually Boys to Men.
Or is it
And
going to
then
be
Fitz from Fitz and the Tantrums is going to be a part of it as well.
Ooh.
He's releasing a new song.
Did you just make that up? Is that a real thing?
No, it's
in
a
the
real
Tantrums?
band.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
the lead singer of the band is going to be debuting like a new song for Disney as part of the celebration as
Oh.
well. That I don't remember what it's called.
Sounds
but
fake.
they announced it. April Fools.
April Fools fits in the Tantrums.
no, this
been
is
April
actually real.
Fools The whole time.
We also know that Paint the Night is coming back. Wondrous Journeys is coming back. The Better Together Pixar Parade is coming back. What else? The cavalcade thing that they were doing to celebrate the birthday is always that's coming back. But yeah, the big thing this week is that they released a bunch of pictures of some of the new merch that's coming to the parks. I tried to pull the images so that we could show them. They were all named weird, so they're not in the order that they were in the blog post. So if you've seen the blog post over on the Disney Parks blog, this is not the same order that they were in. We're just going to go by the order that they sorted in,
Right.
in this folder that I'm keeping the files in. So let's go with boop. Let's go with this one. All right. That's a very sparkly hat.
We got the sparkly conductor's hat.
I have this hat, not sparkly though.
Just
I have the
standard.
standard like blue one.
Right.
It's actually my favorite set of Mickey ears that I own, by the way.
And what's funny is like they still have this around even though the red card trolley is no longer. I think it must have been
Yeah.
like I think it's like one of the most popular like ears is that conductor ears.
Well, if they're trying to get rid of them, I think they took the existing ones, bedazzled them, and now they're selling them
I was
like
going
this.
to say.
This is how they get rid of them.
And then we got
Yeah,
a Mickey
maybe.
and Minnie sweater, maybe long sleeve shirt or something. I can't. It looks like
It looks like a sweater.
Sweatshirt.
Yeah, looks like a sweater. There's this tiny bag.
Tiny bag.
What does that say? Lug? Is that a brand?
That's
Lug?
Loungefly.
Is it Launchfly?
That
I
looks
guess
like
this
it.
lug is the brand. I don't know. It just it's a
Lug
new bag.
bag.
Yay!
Let's
Let's
see.
see.
Yes, bag by Lug.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
I don't hate this jacket, by the way.
Luglife.com. Lug.
It's kind of weird
Is
that
it
the
a
banners
jean
are
jacket?
floating in. It is a jean jacket. Yeah. Disneyland 70. The 7 looks like a Z for some reason.
Well, if
and I don't
we
know why
could-
the banners are flying.
Like, I understand this photo shoot, but can I just see what the jacket looks like instead of it being so far away?
It's
know.
it's 75% carousel, which
Like
is
blurry horse.
you're taking away from the product.
Because it's 70 years of Disney, 70% carousel in the picture.
Hey,
70% blurry horse.
70% blurry horse.
Big
Okay.
old key.
Can I tell you, this key thing is one of the most interesting things that they're releasing as part of this?
It's
Have you
huge.
read what this is?
No, is it a bubble wand?
No. So this is part of something that they're calling Key to Disneyland.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh.
it's starting on May 16th.
Okay.
And it actually, hold on. Let me bring this up
Holding
because I
on.
don't want to get this wrong. So let me read from the page where they announced this. It says,
Okay.
"Seek surprises from land to land. For nearly 70
Oh,
years, the lands of
okay.
Disneyland Park have been collecting magic, and Mickey Mouse needs your
Oh,
help
have
to
they?
unlock the festivities for the Disneyland Resort 70th celebration. With the key to Disneyland, you'll unleash hidden magic in each land, plus unlock a commemorative trading pin at the end of your journey. Purchase the key to Disneyland at select shops. Explore Disneyland, looking around for the 70th celebration lock station in each land. Insert your key into the lock to reveal an icon, light effect, and music for the land on your key. Unlock all 9 lands in Disneyland Park, and upon completion, find the Mickey Topiary finale lock station by the entrance of Disneyland Park near the newsstand and tunnel, where your key will unlock more surprises, including one of 9 commemorative trading pins." So it's basically a game that they're going to be doing.
That you probably have to purchase the pin at the end.
Of
Yes.
course,
Right.
of course. But I mean, you have to purchase the thing, and
big
But
key.
my question is this going to be? So my wife and kids went to the parks this last week to do the Easter egg hunt.
Sure.
Right, and it's similar to every year. They just move the eggs around and they maybe
Right.
change a couple of the eggs and stuff like that. But at
Right.
the end, you get something for completing it. And this year, it
egg.
was like little wooden egg blocks that you could paint. It had like paint and like a
Okay.
paintbrush and stuff like that. But you can only do it once.
Can
That's
I
the thing.
offer
Like
you
if
an
you
egg in this
Kinda,
trying
like-
time.
in this economy, that's I mean, that's what you can get.
it'd be well appreciated.
Yeah. But I'm wondering if you have to buy the key, can you do it multiple times on different days? Like maybe not on the same day, get like all 9 pins or something, or can you purchase the other 8 pins?
Yeah, how does this
You know what
work?
I mean?
Oh.
We
Because
need
if they're
answers.
commemorative, like I would like to own all 9 if that's going to be the case.
Yeah, and you got to
But-
run around and unlock
and
locks.
you got to buy this key thing
You
as
got to
well.
buy this $50 key.
Yeah.
Okay, so it would be cool if there were
This huge
9
key.
variations to do that. You get me?
Yeah.
So that each one is a different way of getting the pin at the end. But I think that would be
I
pretty
see
cool.
what you're saying.
So
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, everyone's over here or everyone's over here.
Like 9 missions.
the
Like
thi-
you have to go to here and do it in this order, and then you get this key, and then you do it in
Right.
this order, and you get
Right.
this key, this pin, and then you this order, and then you get this pin.
I don't think that's the case. I think it's just you hit any of the stations in any order, and at the end, you somehow have a tally of all the ones that you've gotten. And I'm assuming that the little dots that you see across the key are like each one lights up every time you hit one of the new lands. So that's how they can
Right.
determine whether or not you got to all of them already. As far as the locations, the list is the Disneyland Fire Station on Main Street, Aladdin's Lamp inside the Adventureland Bazaar, in New Orleans Square, outside of Pooh Corner, across from Rise of the Resistance, Wilderness Expeditions, and the Delivery Service Wagon near the other entrance of Galaxy's Edge, across from Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin, the Fantasy Fair, and near the exit of Astro Blasters.
Interesting. That's 9.
But like I said, if if this is going to be one of those things where they don't allow you to buy the other 8 pins somehow, I think people are going to be upset, especially if they're, I would be, especially
There's going to be an investigation.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, let's go on with the merch.
Okay.
Let's see. New Magic Band.
Yippee skippy.
Do I have a base for you?
Wait, why is the Magic Band over his sleeve?
Because it's cold out.
Because it's cold out. The Magic Band was cold.
You know why? Because
maybe it's too big for his wrist. Maybe it's too big for their wrist, and
I can tell you
adding
why
a little bit of.
The photographer was like, I think I could get better contrast if you pulled the sleeve below.
More importantly, why is it upside down? Because when they look at it, the 70 is going to be upside down because they're holding it this way. So if they do this, it's going to be upside down.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
These photos are great.
They are.
So we got this one we can't see, but there's a big yellow Disneyland sweater.
Does Mickey look like the eyes are just like
crazy eyes?
Right?
I like this crazy.
That's very
eyes,
Cheshire
Mickey.
Cat looking. Oh, I want this shirt now.
Creative.
I want Mickey with crazy eyes.
The east wind.
That's fantastic.
And then a regular just Mickey Mouse standard shirt with the Disneyland 70 logo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming they're not selling these checkered chef's pants or orange jacket.
By the way, I have to ask.
What?
I'm seeing this version of the castle. It's a little more stylized, and it's not the full castle that I'm used to seeing the silhouette of. How are we feeling about this new castle silhouette?
You know what that castle silhouette is? Okay, so if you had ice cube trays, and if you bought an ice cube tray, maybe, let's say, 7-8 years ago, they had that silhouette. How do I know? Because I used to make those out of resin.
Oh, that's funny.
I thought there was funny. It's cute.
I thought the Magic Band had it on there, but
I'm pretty sure that
cute.
castle is a throwback to the original.
Maybe.
Drawing of the castle. I'd have to look at that a little bit.
Is that?
I think that's kind of the closer to the original stylized one. I'd have to look at it.
That would
more.
make sense. That would make sense. It felt familiar enough that I was kind of glazing over it, but it feels like it's missing a portion of the castle to me.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like. Anyway, so moving on.
But I like the color scheme, the yellow and the green. It's totally Pluto.
Oh, but I think that's her outfit.
Aw, dang.
I think it's a green shirt with the orange hoodie. Orange doesn't seem like a common hoodie color or sweatshirt color either.
Well, yeah.
Well, dopey.
I kind of like it.
Goofy, yeah. I like it. There's this bag. These
good bag.
Drawings are definitely a throwback.
Yeah.
Yep.
These are definitely a throwback.
Just that Disneyland logo. This bag I'll buy. This looks
I like this one. I like this one.
This screams available for purchase when you spend $50 or more at the register.
That does.
That's exactly what that bag looks like to me.
Well, then make sure you spend the $50 because
how can you not spend $50 anywhere?
That's true.
That's an ornament.
That's true.
Right. One popcorn bucket ornament.
Right.
Have they had these ears before with their heads on them like this?
So these are new-ish. They've been around, I think, 6 months. They're called custom something. Hold on.
I want to say they're familiar. Where you just put the character on top and that's it. You could interchange them.
These are.
It looks like they're hiding in your hair. They're just popping out. It's peekaboo, we're in your hair.
Let's see.
We're in your head.
Yeah. I do like this jersey though.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder what the back of it looks like.
Create your own headband. Disney character ear headbands. This was released in. They started coming out during Pixar Fest. But yeah, they're basically just like a headband, and you slide the characters over the headband, and they have a whole bunch of characters' heads that you can buy to slide onto your headband.
Gotcha. Oh, this looks like just like a Spirit jersey or something.
Yep, I think
that looks like a puff.
Puffy
that's like
letters.
puffy letters.
Yep. This is their kind of. I think that's their color. This rainbow going from yellow to blue.
Nice.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the color scheme.
Oh, I like it too.
Yeah.
We got kids' shirts.
We got
some
more
ears,
of this classic Mickey and Minnie on these
sweatshirt.
I do like these ears. I like the blue color of these.
Mm-hmm. Very Cinderella-y.
This is a very goofy outfit.
Yes.
She's cosplaying Goofy.
Yep.
This shirt is dope. I love it.
Big map on the back of this shirt. If only it wasn't in a beige or cream color.
Yeah.
Let's just invert those colors. Black or blue or
black
brown.
With gold mappy thing.
Gold mappy thing. Or even like that rainbow color, that blue to yellow, like that across the map.
Yeah.
Making it the gradient would be cool too. Yeah. I like that.
I want this shirt.
He's so happy to have this Mickey plush.
I
Look
want
at him.
that Mickey plush. I want both of these.
I want the Mickey plush too.
Roosevelt style shirt. I don't know if it's Roosevelt's or not, but I want the shirt, and I like this Mickey plush. He's got a little.
I hope it's that same sizing because now I know what my Roosevelt size is.
Gotcha.
Thanks to my brother. So
he got this little pennant that says Disneyland 70. It's a little cute.
I like this one.
And I don't really like Mickey Mouse that much.
They should sell the pennant by itself.
They should.
Mm-hmm.
I would buy the pennant by itself because I'm not like the world's biggest Mickey Mouse fan.
Give it time.
I just like Mickey Mouse is like so basic, I guess. It's just like, yes, I get it. Mickey, you know what? I'm daring to say it in the year of our Lord 2025. Mickey Mouse is
you're
basic.
saying that in this economy? I mean,
I joke. Anyway, here's a little purse or something.
Oh, I was gonna say they got away without any bubbles in the shape of Mickey and boom right here.
Boom right there.
Yeah, they did it. Good for them. This is one of those
crossbody bags.
What's the brand?
Dooney
and Burke.
Maybe.
Yeah, it looks like it.
In this economy.
In this economy.
What?
Exactly. But the bubbles come with it.
Do they? Bubbles extra.
Look. Bubble inside a backpack inside a bubble.
Coffee mug, bubble wand, water bottle.
You
could do 3 heads on one band.
They don't have do they have the hitchhiking ghost? Because that would sell so fast.
Not yet, but
give them time.
That would be smart.
Give them time. Isn't this the same bubble wand they already had?
I think it's probably just got a 70 on it or something. Another bag.
Nope.
More bag.
With bubbles. I see a theme here.
Lots of bags.
Bubbles.
Oh, I like this mug.
That's cute.
I have a mug with that D handle. That was made for the 60th.
Yeah.
That D handle mug.
I do like this
stuff. That is so pretty.
It looks
the attractions on the
like,
side are kind of nice. It's very Sleeping Beauty. It's very.
It
very much looks like that, like art style.
You sold me right there.
I like this. Okay, this is actually on my list to get. I like this one.
There we go. Some earrings.
Castle earrings. This is like a Shop Disney game in the making.
Right. The classic.
This
classic outfit of chef's pants and a big orange, like, dress shirt unbuttoned, and a Mickey Mouse shirt.
Boom.
Very,
they did it.
very. The
Very
90s are back, baby.
They sure are.
The 90s are back. And then another beige shirt.
Oh, this is horribly designed. The beige shirt with the white letters over the black. Like
Is
you
there
can barely
letters?
Wait,
read
there's
it.
white letters?
There's white letters on it that say Disneyland Resort, Anaheim, California, Walt Disney Disneyland.
Excuse me?
It's Walt's signature right in the middle. Yeah.
Oh.
Are
See if I can-
are
yeah,
you
there's-
kidding me? There's
Nope.
Oh
You
my
see it?
gosh.
no. Okay, now I can kind of see. I see California. Yes, bad design. Make the letters like red or something.
That's horrible.
That's
or
a
make the
horrible design,
shirt
man.
a different color.
I thought it was just the style of the castle.
It should have just been the silhouette of the castle without
Yeah.
like anything else. Like maybe underneath that say Disneyland Anaheim, California.
Is
but
this like a Herb Ryman or something like castle?
yeah,
drawing?
it looks like a silhouette or like a
like a sketch.
I mean,
or something.
honestly, too, what they could have done is they could have used, look, just a little bit of magic. If they wanted to keep the signature and stuff, they could have used it as pixie dust and have it go around.
It just needs
It
to
would
be a
look-
different color. It's just blending right in.
It's
yeah.
Make it
It's-
blue. Make
it's
it
not a great
something.
design.
Yeah.
I
Come
don't see.
on, hundreds guy.
Can you see it here a little bit better on this one?
I mean, I
It
can see it
just
on the
looks
black.
sloppy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
This is
Disneyland
very
is the star.
school.
Everything else, what does it say?
is in the supporting role.
Is this like an ad that was once like?
I don't know.
I'm guessing
Probably.
that's what it is.
But it's Walt's signature, and then it's got the coordinates to Anaheim, to Disneyland.
and then it says Disneyland. That's a lot for the back of a sweater.
Yep.
It
Or
is a
back of a
lot.
hoodie.
especially in that small font.
See, this is that. I think this is that same castle logo here on this.
It
thing,
is.
which is
Yeah.
I'm like
Except it's backwards here. In the other
Is
ones,
it?
they have the longer spire on the left side.
And let's see. I had pulled up. So on this, I think. Let's see. I'm trying to compare.
Ooh, this feels rushed.
That, two spires on the top.
It looks backwards in
So
this
this one is correct.
Is it?
one. The one we're looking
So
at right now is
the
correct.
one we're looking at is correct. So I just looked up like this. So this is the castle that was on the original ticket books and stuff. Like
Okay.
That's what this is, and so you can kind of see the spire there in the center. Then it has like two little rooftops, one with the flag and one without on the left. That's short. The left one on the little short one on the left is correct.
Nice.
So the other one is backwards.
This feels like something that I could make easily.
What is this just like a tray? I think it's just like a you put your wallet in there kind
I don't
of
even
tray.
think it's a tray. I think it's just this wooden thing you stand up and have as a decoration.
Also, does that black look all smudgy?
It looks like velvet.
Velvet.
Oh, is it velvet?
Yeah,
Okay.
it looks like it's some kind of fabric.
That's what it makes me think like it's like supposed to be like a
Maybe it
like
is a tray.
Like you put your
Yeah.
ring in the velvety part and you put your
That
wallet
would make sense.
and your watch in the wood part.
That makes sense.
I don't know. I'd probably
It feels
buy that.
more like a display piece than an
Is
actual
this
tray.
Yeah.
if this is less than $40 or $40 or less, I'll probably buy it.
This is like an
Probably
$80
not.
piece.
Well, then I probably won't
I
buy it.
mean, in this economy, this is like an $80 piece.
I keep.
Yeah.
I've only said in this economy 6 times. I'm counting that one I just said right now. Just because that's 7.
Oh, look.
Another mug.
Disneyland will never be completed as long. Yeah,
I think this
and
is
then
that
Walt's
same
signature.
hoodie, but the front.
Makes
I
sense.
I mean, they're really leveraging the plaque this time around.
Well, I think
They did it for the
realized
D23
Mhm.
gift. They did it for this. You know, I think
they're
ours are pretty great.
They're realizing
Ours are
what
awesome.
people want is the iconography that already exists in the park. Stop
Yep.
trying to make new iconography. You've got so much already. Just slap it on.
Yep.
And look, great. Good job. Got it.
Boom. You did it.
I just
Yeah,
want this
did it.
old Disneyland logo on a coffee mug. Look they did it.
Yep.
This pin looks
Okay.
kind of interesting.
It's very
chunky.
poofy.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's very poofy.
it is.
I'd
poofy.
get it. I'd get it.
I'd get it too. Another Spirit jersey.
I don't like it.
The letters.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this one.
It's like this. I mean, know people do that 7 with that cross in it
The
sometimes,
Z0?
but it looks like a Z. Yeah,
A
it
Z?
looks like a Z.
I like this
that's
one more than
cute.
the last one.
Yep. This one's
But it
cute.
says, the thing I hate. Okay.
Resort.
Resort. I hate resort.
Yeah.
I hate it so much.
See-
I'm sorry. I hate this stupid
No, no,
word
no.
resort.
I get it.
It ruins everything.
Yeah.
It does.
This is
It
the
was like
castle,
that-
by the way, that I was thinking about. The full castle
Oh,
shape.
sure. Right.
Yeah,
Oh.
because this is the more modern one, but knowing that the other one is the one that was on the ticket books makes sense as to why they're
it's
using
a
it.
vintage.
But
yeah.
this is why I was saying that it felt incomplete because I kept thinking of this version.
Right, which is more of a sketch of Sleepy Beauty
Right.
Castle. Yeah.
Right.
But resort, get rid of it.
Yeah.
Especially for
Yeah.
we are celebrating not 70 years of the Disneyland Resort. We are celebrating 70 years of Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
The Disneyland
Yep.
Resort was formed in 2001.
Yep.
So that's not 70 years.
It's
We're
not
not
70
close to that.
years. Thank you very much, Disneyland marketing.
24.
You know who calls it Disneyland Resort? You guys, the Disneyland Resort, and that's it.
Yeah. Because everybody else just says, I'm going to Disney.
Yes.
I don't like that either. I say
don't-
Disneyland.
I don't like
Or
it
I
either.
say the parks.
Yeah,
is
I say
my-
the parks. That's usually
The
what I say,
parks.
the parks. But when I hear, we're going to Disney. Disney
Which
what?
one? Disney Store,
Disney
Disney
what?
Walt Disney World.
Can I also say that I kind of like the lining in this hoodie?
That's cool.
I like
Yeah.
that they added this.
It's
That's
printed
kinda
on the
cool.
inside.
Yeah.
But they had to pose it weird so they could get a picture of it.
Yeah.
How about we flip it inside out?
Yeah.
A pocket watch.
Pocket watch.
And,
dangly thing?
I think that's for your
Pandora.
Pandora bracelet.
Oh, it's a Pandora charm. I see.
No thanks.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody might want
I
it.
wouldn't mind the
guess.
pocket watch though.
Pocket watch, spin it around like a old timey
Yeah.
guy.
Just click it
Yeah, open it up.
see what else we got.
Except this
oh,
one
that's
doesn't
the
look
end.
like it has the pocket watch doesn't look like it has a lid. 'Cause
Yeah, it doesn't.
it's just pocket
That would
watch.
get scratched up so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can go on Amazon and buy a screen protector or something.
Gorilla Glass pocket watch protector.
Well, that's it. That's all the merch that we have here. What do you
That
think?
was fun.
What do you think in general of the merch that we're getting for the 70th anniversary?
I don't know. Go ahead, Melissa.
It lacks characters. Especially if you're going to be celebrating happy and stuff. Especially with that color palette. They lack characters, and I love the vintage stuff. That's really cool. But Disneyland is also more than just Mickey Mouse.
I would rather have. Here's a controversial opinion.
Go for it.
No characters. 0 characters.
Okay.
I want logos. I want text. I want buildings. I want no characters. You
I like
know,
that.
because here's the thing. Mickey Mouse.
Attractions.
Yes, attractions. I want
Like the
that-
mug.
Like the mug.
The
I
mug had
want-
the attractions on there.
Right. Like this is the thing with my merchandise preferences. And I know I have too many strong opinions on merchandise. It's okay.
It's okay.
I understand that I am a little too passionate about merchandise. But we got this Disneyland, right? It's Disneyland Park, Disneyland Resort, if you will. The thing that makes Disneyland what it is the attractions and the theming. And then you bring in the characters for stuff. But I wouldn't say the characters are Disneyland. The characters are at Disneyland, but the
True.
characters aren't Disneyland. I feel like Disneyland has so much strong, like I said before, iconography when it comes to its 70-year history of advertising, marketing, and just its internal what do I want to say? Just its internal everything, logos and building. Like I'm rambling, but anyway, there is so much stuff to pull from that they're just scratching the surface when it comes to the things that people know. Like, yeah, we got the entry plaque. That's, starting out. Why are we not doing ticket book stuff? Why
I was
are we
gonna
not
say a ticket book, I think, is like one of those anniversary items that
Right.
people would flock to.
just
Oh, of course.
literally make a replica ticket book?
yeah.
Yeah.
It has to serve no purpose. It is just a replica of a ticket book. It's
Yep.
paper. You can just have it. It doesn't have to be a ticket book coaster or a ticket book whatever. It doesn't have to have a purpose. It's just a replica, and you can put it in a frame or look at it and see, this is what it was like. There's just so many things. Just on Main Street alone, like Emporium and all these different buildings that have these signs that are so well known. To go to anywhere in Disneyland, you have to go through Main Street USA.
Yeah.
And there's just so much stuff there. I mean, there's the plaque with the opening day speech. There's just so many great pieces. I mean, throughout Disneyland history too. And even though the partner statue wasn't there until the 90s, like that's another like icon of the park that I don't think is leveraged enough in merchandise. It's one of those things where you get like the very, very high end, and that's all you get or a pin. Like everything's a pin, woohoo. But then you want anything partner statue, it's like $200. You don't just like how here's a cool, statue or a T-shirt or a little plastic replica or something for people to have. There's just so many. Like they talked about doing this thing with the lands. Like, why are we not celebrating more the original 5 lands of Disneyland? And bringing that. Disneyland has its own rich history without having to bring in characters. This is my other thing when it comes to anniversary fireworks shows. That this is why I think Remember Dreams Come True is the perfect fireworks show. Is go, okay, we did this for Disneyland's 50th anniversary, and guess what? We put music from the parks in. We covered every land that existed, and we did that for the anniversary. Why do we just give up on? We did it. Okay, we did it once, and now we have to give up on it. Disneyland keeps growing. There's new music and new stuff every time. So why are we not building upon that when it comes to celebrating the anniversaries instead of just putting Winnie the Pooh and Aladdin in it?
Plus, just
Plus?
like we were talking about, like we were talking about with the films, 10 years is a really long time for a generation of people that never got a chance to see the last one. So
Right.
if you brought it back and you slightly updated it, who cares, right? There's a whole bunch of people that would be like, oh, I love that last one. I love this one. And then a whole bunch of people that never saw the other one that are like, oh my God, I love this. It's the best thing. I get it.
Remember
Yeah.
Dreams Come
MSCP, they
True
could do it.
as well. Or something. Just like add an addendum to it.
Yeah.
More dreams also do come true.
Remember Dreams Come True again.
Again.
Yeah.
And again. Remember Dreams Come True for 70 years.
Remember Dreams Come True, Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift.
With Lightning
We
McQueen.
need that. Can we make a t-shirt with that? Remember Dreams Come True, Tokyo Drift.
In this economy?
Remember Dreams Come True, Revolutions. I don't know. Let's make that
Reloaded.
series. Reloaded, yeah. All right, well, looks like we got a whole bunch of new merch. I agree with you. I think, more iconography, I think, would be better to celebrate it. That ticket book idea, I would be in line to actually get that. I've wanted a ticket book for so long, and even if it had 70th anniversary on there and it didn't exactly resemble the original ticket book, but have a ticket book as a collector's item.
Or here's an idea, it's an updated ticket book.
Yeah.
With the
new attractions
currently
and stuff
there.
like that. Exactly.
And then
just
we would
make
know
pricing for them.
Oh.
I would say the only bad thing to that is that if you put pricing on there, due to inflation, in this economy, they would be insanely, per attraction.
Well, then we'll know what is an A ticket, what's a D ticket, because there's a lot of debate.
They don't want.
Yeah,
maybe that's why they don't want to do it, because they don't want to classify them as A or D or B. Because
Peter Pan will be like a C ticket at this point or something.
And then people will be like, "How dare you call it that?" All right, well, Disney, figure it out. Give us a ticket book.
Our own.
Just make the original one. Just sell the original one. They're meeting adjourned.
1955. There we go.
They meeting
a copy of it.
What was that clothing line? 28 in Maine?
28 in Maine.
Yeah.
Where they had
That's
the Shrunken
what they need
Ned
to bring
thing.
back.
Yeah. 28 in Maine was great.
So
More,
much
please.
good stuff. All right. Well, if there was anything that you liked of this new merch that we were able to show off, leave a comment. If you were listening to the audio version, you didn't see any of it. So I hope we described some of what we saw enough for you to know. But
I'm sure you've seen it. It's all over. It's all over.
Or you can watch the YouTube video and help us get a view and help us feed the algorithm, and eventually it'll start spreading to more people, because we got a new goal to reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So yeah, help us out. Any closing thoughts before we wrap up today?
In this economy?
In this economy. So much new merch.
That was number 9, I think.
Oh, I'm sure we're over that.
Yeah, exactly.
For me personally.
Oh.
I mean, I lapped you multiple times.
I think so.
All right, that's it.
That's fine.
That's going to wrap it up. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep moving forward, and always remember to pass on the magic. Have a fantastic week, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.